Hey everybody, and welcome to Dennis from Scratch. Today I'm going to show you how to make some cinnamon pecan raisin granola. Right here I've got my ingredients all set out before me. This is going to be pretty healthy as far as granolas are concerned, and I'm going to show you why. First off, I've got my oats. I've got 2 cups of oats right here, and these oats, they're old-fashioned is what they're called. They're just standard rolled oats, but they're not instant oats and they're not quick oats. Those ones go through more processing, so you're going to lose more nutrition from those. So what I've got here is just some organic toasted rolled oats, and that's going to be our base. We've also got some raw pecans here, and these are just chopped up so that they're nice and fine. They're not too chopped. You know, we got some larger pieces in there, and then we got some really fine dusty pieces. And these are raw pecans. And when you look for pecans, usually you're going to find roasted pecans or toasted, and they toast them at too high a temperature, so the oils inside the nuts, they go rancid. And when that happens, then there's toxicity that builds up inside the nuts, so they're bad for your system, and you lose a lot of the nutrition that's in some nuts. So these are raw pecans, and same thing with the walnuts. These are raw walnuts. And the walnuts, you can see they're kind of big, so these are walnut halves, and we got a couple pieces in here. So what I'm going to do is kind of get these smaller, closer to the pecan size. And all I'm going to do with that, got them on a cutting board, a rolling pin, then I'm just going to kind of roll over. Okay, so I've just got my walnuts here broken up into some smaller pieces, and I put them right inside my large mixing bowl. And I'm going to go ahead and do that with the oats here. 2 cups of oats, a cup of pecans, and that was a cup of chopped walnuts as well. And now we're going to get to our flour and spices. So over here, I've just got some salt here. I just ground it up, that's why it's in my mortar. Over here though, I've got some cinnamon. And when you're looking for cinnamon, there's 2 different kinds. There's Ceylon cinnamon, and then I think the other one is Sangamon cinnamon or something like that. They're very similar names, but the Ceylon cinnamon is going to be a lot stronger. And then over here, I've got some ground nutmeg. And the nutmeg, it's organic, so it's going to be a lot stronger. And that's what I found with most spices, is if you get the organic, for some reason, they're just a lot more flavor and a lot more scent in them. So I just always buy organic when I'm getting spices. And lastly, over here in the dry ingredients, we've got some flour. This is 100% stone ground whole wheat flour. And this is really important that you get the whole wheat flour versus white flour or just wheat flour. You might find some every once in a while that say brown flour. The reason being that the whole grain flour is using all of the wheat. It's using the husk, it's using the germ, and it's using the starchy endoplasm is what it's called. But white flour just uses that starchy endoplasm. It takes the germ out and it takes the hull and the husk out. Most of the fiber is in the hull, and the germ has most of the nutrients. So when you just end up with the starchy endoplasm that's found in white flour, it's actually going to take more nutrition, more vitamins for you to process than you're going to be getting from the flour. So you're actually losing vitamins and nutrients when you're eating white flour. So always go for the whole wheat flour, and not just wheat flour, because that doesn't mean that it's it's not whole wheat flour. I always look for, if I can find it, 100% stone ground. Stone ground means that it's definitely going to be using the entirety of the wheat grain, not just some of it. And then over here on the wet ingredients, I've got our raisins, which we'll add halfway through cooking. And I like to buy organic raisins because I find they're a lot sweeter. They just have more flavor. I don't know why, but they do. Over here I have some vanilla extract, and it doesn't really matter if you buy organic or not, but always look on the ingredients to make sure that it's not using additives or that it should just have 3 ingredients. This has water, alcohol, and extractives of vanilla beans. That's really all you need in there. Just pure honey that I've got here. And lastly, I've got some coconut oil. And this coconut oil, it's a good brand, and it's an extra virgin coconut oil, which is important because that means that they're not using chemicals to process it. They're pressing it out of the coconut fruit, and there's not chemicals and whatnot in there, so it's healthier for you. And then I've just got a little bit of water over here, so that's just regular water. So I've got my nuts and my oats mixed in here. Now I'm gonna add a ½ teaspoon of salt, a ½ teaspoon of cinnamon, and just a pinch of nutmeg. I'm gonna do maybe 2 pinches, just a little bit. And lastly, I've got a 1/4 cup of flour. And now I'm gonna add the wet ingredients. ½ cup of water, ½ cup of coconut oil, 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla, and 1/2 cup of honey. Scrape that out with our finger. The best part about doing this is then you get to lick your finger. And then you should wash it because, hygiene and stuff. Definitely the best part. And now I'm just going to mix this up here until it's combined. And of course, taste it before you bake it. It's pretty good. Once you're happy with the flavor and you don't need to add any more spices, we're gonna lay this out on a cooking sheet here. Just kind of spread it thin. And we'll set it in an oven at 200 degrees. And we'll let it cook for about 1 hour and 15 minutes. All right, the granola's been cooking for about 1 hour and 15 minutes, which means that it's time to add the raisins. So I'm gonna go ahead and add about 1 cup of raisins, sprinkle them throughout, then we're gonna mix it up. And the oven was only 200 degrees, so this isn't gonna be too hot if you do touch it. And back in for another 1 hour 15. All right, and now that it's done cooking, we're just gonna let it sit for about 15 minutes to cool, just until it's room temperature. I like to pack it into little mason jars to keep it airtight, and it lasts a couple weeks in the pantry. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more recipes and cooking tips, and that's about it.